Hey guys, Pam from the Woolly Dragon reporting from her very cluttered, dirty garage. I'm going to try something for the first time. I think I'm kind of getting a late start to it, but we'll see. We'll see if there's any promise to it at all. So I have several packets of poppies and other flowering seeds that do well, supposedly, with winter sowing. In the past with my poppies, and I say past like I've been doing this for thousands of years, it's really only been like in the last like 2-3 years. This will, I think, probably be my 4th year successfully growing poppies. I have in the past attempted it with not a lot of luck, and that basically was sowing poppy seeds just like I do all the other flower and veggie seeds and things like that that I want to grow. And that's, in the little seed module trays, inside with a little humidity dome under a grow light, maybe a heat mat. Just never really had good germination, and anything that did actually germinate didn't, do very well. Every once in a while I would get an actual little seedling that got to a size that I could transplant out in the garden, and it usually ended up dying. And I have come since to realize that about the time that I'm planting other flowers is about the time that, poppies should be pretty much on their way. They don't really like hot weather at all. And so what I have been doing rather successfully, I'm not going to say it's like, the 100% success rate or anything like that. But what I've been doing the last several years is taking poppy seeds out in the area where I want them to grow and just kind of broadcasting the seeds around and then that area. And then it's kind of a crapshoot of whether any of them come up or not. I mean, I've thrown out, seeds that, there should be 1,000 poppy plants, and maybe I end up with, 10. And, even though, you get a lot of poppy seeds when you order different poppy seeds, caveat, sometimes there are certain varieties that are a little bit more rare that you have to pay a pretty penny for and don't get quite as many. But, so yeah, I think I've got like 5 or 6 different kinds of poppies this year to grow. So I am actually going to go out and throw some out in my little planting area. I have actually gone out to that area and have noticed that there are, several little seedlings of poppies coming up. So yay, at least I'll have poppies this year. But I'm going to do something that, a technique that I've been hearing about for several years as well, that I've never, I don't know if it's so much put stock into or just didn't get around to it in time, which this may be the case right now because I am getting a little late start. Depending on who you talk to and whose videos you watch, I probably should have done this back in January. It's the middle of February right now, February 15th. Happy 50% off on Halloween, Valentine's Day candy day. Yeah, that's my favorite day. Eyelids twitching, so forgive that. But yeah, I'm going to try winter sowing. And I've got 2 containers here. And I'm going to show you it. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. And then hopefully we can do an little update video, 2-3 weeks from now and see if anything is actually happening. Okay, don't mind the dirty garden bench here. Haven't actually gotten all the stuff that I was supposed to be doing over the winter. Didn't happen. So these are just, lettuce, garden mix, salad mix things. I think these are from Walmart. Yep. And I have had these 2 little containers here. Not too little, but, had these containers here for several years sitting on my shelf waiting for me to do something with. This one, I don't know if you can see, I've already drilled holes in the bottom of, so I don't have to do that. But I still have to drill holes in this one. So this guy, what I did was, these are slightly larger holes than the original, but I just drilled 6 holes in the top, and then I'm going to do the same thing, putting holes on the bottom like I did in this one, and then I have to drill some holes on the top of this one, and then I'm going to fill it with both of these with let's say a couple inches of soil, maybe 3, because that's like a 5-6 inch, more like 6-inch depth there. So I'm going to fill it with soil. I'm going to plant with some flower seeds, poppies, and I think I'm going to try some phacelia. Phacelia is another one that I really truly want to. Everyone says it's so easy to grow, and I have not succeeded yet. So I think it may be the kind of the same situation. So I'm going to do the same thing, broadcasting it out in the area where I want it. Here we're going to have a pretty good freezing spell here in the next couple of days, so I may hold off. I may not. It's a little windy to be out in the garden today. I don't know if you can hear it, but even though it's 50s and 60s right now, it still feels pretty nippy. And I'm kind of regretting not putting on a heavier sweatshirt. But let me go ahead and drill the holes in this guy and get it full of dirt, and then we'll take it upstairs and do some planting. We're back. All right, so I have my 2 salad mix containers, holes poked in the bottom. The one that I had used previously, not this one, that already had holes in the bottom, I just punched a couple more holes in the bottom just to make the holes a little bit bigger, just in case. I don't think those holes that I'm doing on the top is going to let in that much moisture, but you never know. So I filled it up. I had a bag of potting soil that, okay, time for me to step on my soapbox here. So I'm not loving the fact that we're being charged an arm and a leg for wood chips instead of potting soil, compost, and or topsoil. I have bought bags of each. The low end varieties, the top end varieties, the ones that all cost way more than they should. Topsoil. Topsoil should be like you go out to a bare spot in your front yard and you dig around and you come up with soil. Some of it's going to look a little bit more like sand. Some of it, when it's all wet, looks more like mud. But it's soil. It's not wood chips. And yet, an awful lot of times I will go to Lowe's, Walmart, and yes, I realize, you know, you go those kinds of places, you're going to get what you pay for. But this day and age, I can't really afford, because last year I had my local landscape service which is like 12 miles away from me, maybe, directly down a 4-lane highway. So it's not really a lot of twisty turning. You know, it'll take, you know, depending on traffic, 15 to 20 minutes to get here kind of deal. And I get it, they have to pay for gas, so, but they charge, last year I paid like $500 to have 3 yards of a garden mix, which is basically supposed to be topsoil, compost, and a little bit of sand mixed in. And it was okay. It was, you know, it was what it is. But was it $500 worth? I don't think so. But that's all I really have. And so I can't do that this year. So I'm going to have to do piecemeal. Now, I haven't put out the video yet about me renovating the planting areas in my backyard. I'm putting down compost, and I'm making wood chip pathways in between the 3 rows of growing areas, prune my fruit trees and things like that. Now, went to my local produce stand, which is about 12 miles away. Oh, my oven's heated. And I bought some bags of what's supposed to be manure and compost. And it looks fabulous, but it says right on the label, it's cow manure and peat moss. Some people don't like that. Some people are okay with that. I get what I can, and it's fairly good stuff. I mean, it's nice and dark. It doesn't have a lot of pieces of wood through it like a lot of the stuff I'm getting, and it's like $7 a bag. I'm okay with paying stuff like that. And I don't remember what the actual cubic feet or cubic whatever, but it was 40 quarts. So just kind of a standard bag of any kind of soil you can get. I'll be going back to get more because I need more, and compared to everywhere else, it's pretty good stuff. The brand that I get also has a potting soil that is better than some that I get like at Lowe's or Walmart or something like that. But again, so with this stuff, what I did, this is the combination of, you can kind of sort of see at the edge there. So I did potting soil, and I noticed it was mostly whatever it was supposed to be, not a lot of perlite. So I threw in some perlite and also some vermiculite just to kind of help with holding on to a little bit of moisture, drainage, keeping the seeds from getting waterlogged, that kind of stuff. And then I had these, recycle, reuse, reduce, all that kind of good stuff. I had some drinking straws from when I went to fast food restaurants. I believe this is a Sonic straw. Just took it, cut them down to size so I could kind of partition the planting area into 3 fairly equal sections. I've got 5 packs of poppy seeds, and I was trying to figure out what else I wanted to do. I was going to do Phacelia, but it may be a little soon for that. I don't think Phacelia is very cold hardy, whereas poppies like it cooler. So I'm going to wait off. I'm probably going to do the Phacelia, kind of a similar situation, but maybe a little bit later. So I've got the 5 things of poppies, and I'm going to try and grow some Love in a Mist or Nigella. This one's called Midnight Nigella, which is just kind of a dark-ish purpley blue, which is, I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. So I'm going to plant these, and basically I'm just going to broadcast these. I think, the Nigellas are kind of small seeds too, but at least I can hear. So I really don't have to really cover these guys. So basically what I'm just going to do is I'm going to sprinkle out 1 in each section. I've got my little, window blind plant labels that I'm going to write on the variety that's on there. And I'm going to mist it with some water from a little water bottle, spray bottle. And then put the covers on, and I'm going to go ahead and put these outside. We're going to try for the true winter sowing. We're going to get a whoop of cooler weather here the next day or two. There's like a little front coming through that's going to bring some rain, and it's supposed to get back down to actual winter temperatures again. Right now it's like 65 degrees outside, but the wind's blowing so hard that it's not comfortable. So that's why I'm inside, and I'm rambling, and I know, and I don't care. So I'm going to go ahead and do these 6 packs of seeds, label them, mist them, and then I think one of them, the covers on it is nice and tight fitting, so I won't have to worry about duct taping or anything. But the other one, either I don't have the right lid for it, or somehow it got warped. Somehow it's not snapping back together like it should. So I'm probably going to have to, if not duct tape, I may have to actually get something to hold down the lid or something. Probably have to duct tape it. Probably going to have to do that. But I don't think you really need to see me sprinkling seeds on the soil surface and writing out labels because I have horrible handwriting. But I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to put the date that I'm doing this probably on the inside so it doesn't wash off, since these are going to be outside. And I'm going to put these out on my back deck here, so it's going to get morning sun, be out of the wind, but not so close to the house that, you know, it's getting some extra protection. So supposedly the whole point of winter sowing is that it's as if you have already thrown them out on your grounds, but you can actually go through the little containers and prick out different plants and plant them where you want them to be, rather than just, you know, throwing out seeds everywhere and hoping they come up. At least you know that there's a plant that you can plant. Whether that survives or not, that's a different question. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the video now, and then hopefully come back in however long it takes, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we'll see, and show you if we have any results. If I remember, hopefully, and hopefully I remember it even if the results aren't so great. So stay tuned, and anything else I need to add? I don't think so. If I do, leave a comment below. Thanks. I did remember something. I told you what kind of nigella I was going to grow, but I didn't show you the types of poppies I was going to grow. So I have videos in the past about the Amazing Gray poppies and the Lauren's grape. Love, love, love those two. And I got a couple different, and I kind of have a theme going here. So Lauren's grape is truly purple. I've also got these Hungarian blue bread seeds, and interestingly enough, supposedly the seeds are blue. Hey, let's open it up and see if they're true or if I read that wrong. Yes. Probably more gray than blue, but bluish. So supposedly these are definitely the kind that you can use for making like poppy seed bagels and things like that. I wouldn't do that because you have to have so many poppy seeds to make it worth your while, and I'd rather they just kind of reseed themselves. Okay, the fourth variety is a variety called Black Swan. This is from M.I. Gardner. It's supposed to be a dark reddish kind of poppy, and it's all ruffly. So that'll be cool. And then from Baker Creek, this is the variety called Falling in Love. Appropriate for planting almost by Valentine's, not quite, but we tried. And so at least doing it this way, I can put these guys in different arrangements. I won't just have, 5 different kinds of poppies growing up in one space, because when they do reseed themselves, I don't know how likely it is that they will cross-pollinate with each other. Bees absolutely love poppies, or at least they have in the past when I've had them growing. And how much of that is getting cross-pollinated, and how many it would be the Lauren's grape and the Amazing Gray. What color is going to result from that? I guess I'll find out when these little seedlings I see growing come back. But so I'm excited, and hopefully it works out. But I will also be broadcasting outside too, so hedging my bets. All right, till you see if we have results or not. Bye, guys. Okay, real quick, just wanted to show. So here are the 2 containers that I showed. This is a couple days after the initial part of this video. So here are the 2 with the poppies and the one Love in a Mist or Nigella. And I've added 2 more. These are smaller containers, not as tall, obviously. So I've got another Love in a Mist wallflower. I have always heard of wallflowers, but I have never actually grown them. So we'll see. I have some, depending on where in the country you're from, The seed packet says Sweet Rocket. We call it Dame's Rocket around here. It's actually almost a wildflower or weed around here. It grows a lot on the sides of the roads and stuff like that. And then the part there that has the vermiculite or the perlite on top is some cornflower. So these two I did on the 15th. Today's the 17th, and I did these two yesterday on the 16th. So obviously nothing to report, but I am happy to see it. There's some condensation in there. Right now it's about 34 degrees. It's supposed to go down to the low 20s tonight. I'm just going to leave them here and see what happens. Place your bets now, boys and girls.